maybe this idea of idealizing this outcome of maybe one day you too can be a billionaire and own more than millions of families combined is not an aspirational or good thing.
Do we live in a moral world that allows for billionaires? Is that a moral outcome in and of itself?
It's not. Well, first of all, when we talk about this conversation on marginal tax rates, it's an economic question, but it's also a moral question. It is the policy translation of a proposed answer to what kind of society do we want to live in? Are we comfortable with a society where someone can have a personal helipad while this city is experiencing the highest rates of people experiencing homelessness since the Great Depression? Should those two things coexist at the same time? And I think a 70% marginal tax rate, especially when we're starting to talk about your 10 millionth dollar, your 10 millionth and $1, all of those...
Yes, to be clear, it's not a family earning $30,000 being
right,
taxed 70%.
Exactly.
Right.
It's saying, where do we draw the line in excess? And at what point do we return to this question that King asked, that Gandhi asked, that is our material technology outpacing our moral technology? Is our material sophistication outpacing our human sophistication? And when we allow things to just run by default, this is where we get to. We get to where 6 people in the United States have more wealth than half the country, if not more. And so I think that when we talk about marginal tax rates, 70%, we have to say at some point we need to start incentivizing investment in actual people, in working people, and the majority of people. And that maybe just... And that maybe this idea of idealizing this outcome of maybe one day you too can be a billionaire and own more than millions of families combined is not an aspirational or good thing.
So, I hate to personalize this, but do you think it is moral for individuals to, for instance, do we live in a moral world that allows for billionaires? Is that a moral outcome in and of itself?
It's not. It's not. And it's not, and I think it's important to say that I don't think that necessarily means that all billionaires are immoral. It is not to say that someone like Bill Gates, for example, or Warren Buffett are immoral people. I do not believe that. But I believe...
Or that he kicks his dog.
Right,
like
yeah,
that.
I'm not saying that. But I do think a system that allows billionaires to exist when there are parts of Alabama where people are still getting ringworm because they don't have access to public health is wrong. And I think it's wrong that... I think that it's wrong that a vast majority of the country does not make a living wage. I think it's wrong that you can work 100 hours and not feed your kids. I think it's wrong that corporations like Walmart and Amazon can get paid. They can get paid by the government, essentially experience a wealth transfer from the public for paying people less than a minimum wage.